Thank you to the Franklin Brass Quintet for providing our prelude and processional music this afternoon. Would you please join me in the invocation? Let us pray. O Lord, we gather here this afternoon as a Christian community committed to faith, reason, and justice. Yet our faith, reason, and justice has been challenged this past year with all the struggles of the COVID-19 pandemic, the loss of income and jobs, mental health crises, challenges with educational delivery, sickness, anguish, and even death of loved ones, coupled with racial injustices and protest. With King David in Psalm 13, we say, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I bear pain in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all day long? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord, my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep the sleep of death. And my enemy will then say, I have prevailed. My foes will rejoice because I am shaken." But we also say with King David, "But I trusted in your steadfast love, O Lord. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." Today, we recognize, Lord, your steadfast love to Eastern University and especially to our graduating students of the class of 2020. They are here, O Lord, because you have given them resilience through your bounty. Thanks be to God. May we live into those words today as we celebrate the class of 2020. You may be seated. Amen. And now Reverend Perry Brisbane will sing the hymn on our behalf. Due to the COVID protocol, we will not be joining him in singing. Reverend Brisbane.
Morning Harry Brisbane, thank you so much. Took us up, I think, to the third heaven. God be praised. Welcome, class of 2020. You know, in my notes I said in parentheses, do I need to say that again? But that was really good. We're not going to say it again. And I'm glad to hear the sounds. Is that a goose or a swan or something? Because it does feel like we're back on campus, doesn't it? But we're here, together. Yes, with live stream and in person. What a year. Thank you for being here, for the endurance, the effort, the inconvenience, the excitement, the joy, the memories, and this major accomplishment that may not ever be duplicated in the entire history of Eastern University. Your graduation and your first anniversary of your graduation. Both at the same time. So you are doubly here. And I don't really know what that means. I hope it's a double blessing. We thank our Board of Trustees, particularly Robert Tomlinson, for his being here today, and for the work of our Board of Trustees on behalf of Eastern University. For our faculty and staff, and a special thank you to Megan Capers and all of our dedicated staff and team members who have intensively, graciously, excellently, and generously worked to make this venue and day possible. Can we express our gratitude? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Why is that guy wearing white gloves? They're white gloves because we weren't sure how to handle the latter part of this commencement. When I give you your diploma, and then there's that awkward moment, well, do we touch or not touch? And if we do, is it sanitary? And do we have sanitation juice and all that stuff? So I'm going to be probably handing it to you with two hands, but like if you want to shake hands, we can do that freely, I think. So now that we understand why, and the other reason I'm wearing it now is because I'd probably forget to put them on later, so true confession. Thank you to the families, friends, and you, the class of 2020, for your patience as we tried to offer what 92% of you wanted, an in-person commencement service that would accommodate as many people as possible. May God bless you today, tomorrow, and into your future with the memory that Eastern University is about being in the present, living life now, knowing that I am what I am, the revealed name of God, Jesus revealing himself as I am, and one of the most radical followers of Jesus, the Apostle Paul, who stated, I am what I am by the grace of God. It is by the grace of God that I am, and that we are, and that you are here today. We welcome you in this grace and the love of God who is here, right here, with us today. So here we are. Let's have fun. Let's celebrate. Let's be here, right here. Today's scripture passage will be read by two of our graduates, Daniel Kuhn, graduating from Palmer College, and Suzanne M. Stahersky, graduating from the College of Health and Sciences and the Templeton Honors College. Daniel will read the passage in English, and Suzanne will read the passage in Spanish. God bless you.
Proverbs 2, 1 through 15. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways.
Proverbios 2, versículos 1 al 15. Hijo mío, si haces tuyas mis palabras y atesoras mis mandamientos, si tu oído inclinas hacia la sabiduría y de corazón te entregas a la inteligencia, si llamas a la inteligencia y pides discernimiento, si la buscas como a la plata, como a un tesoro escondido, entonces comprenderás el temor del Señor y hallarás el conocimiento de Dios. Porque el Señor da la sabiduría, conocimiento y ciencia brotan de sus labios. Él reserva su ayuda para la gente íntegra y protege a los de conducta intachable. Él cuida el sendero de los justos y protege el camino de sus fieles. Entonces comprenderás la justicia y el derecho, la equidad y todo buen camino. La sabiduría vendrá a tu corazón y el conocimiento te endulzará la vida. La discreción te cuidará, la inteligencia te protegerá. La sabiduría te librará del camino de los malvados, de los que profieren palabras perversas, de los que se apartan del camino recto para andar por sendas tenebrosas, de los que se complacen en hacer lo malo y festejan la perversidad, de los que andan por caminos torcidos y por sendas extraviadas.
President Matthews, the class of 2020, has prepared a gift for the university. On behalf of the class of 2020, Tim Wortham, Senior Director of Alumni and Family Engagement, would like to acknowledge their fundraising efforts, after which he will extend a special word of welcome to our graduates.
Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. The last time I was at an Eastern commencement, I was in your position, and it is truly an honor to be here in this capacity today. I have two objectives during my minute or two here at the podium today. First, I want to thank the class of 2020 for your most generous support of your class gift campaign. Understanding that the power of a class gift contribution is the selfless nature of a gift made for the benefit of those who are coming behind you. It is only appropriate to publicly acknowledge this godly act of kindness and its impact on future students. So to all who have contributed and to those who will still, thank you. Secondly, I want to congratulate you all and welcome you into the Eastern alumni family. Officially. I often say we are students for a relatively short period of time, though it doesn't always feel that way. but we are alumni for life. I ask you today to remain engaged with Eastern. Our commitment to you does not end today. It did not end last year. But we will continue to seek to serve you as you progress in your lives and careers. So please keep in touch with us. And when you get that new job and you move to that new place, I know the first thing you're going to think is, I have to let the alumni office know my new address. All right, so you probably won't, but I wanted to sow that seed today because we also want to keep in touch with you. We want to make sure that you are informed about what's going on and the things that we're planning on your behalf. And to that end, let us know what outreach and opportunities are most meaningful for you. My prayer for each of you is that you walk in your calling, fulfill your purpose, and receive every blessing that God has in store for you. The world got better when all of you brilliant, gifted, equipped individuals entered into God's service to God and your fellow man. God bless you all.
It's my pleasure to introduce our student speaker this afternoon, a nursing graduate, president of Eastern University chapter of Student Nurses Association of Pennsylvania, Bernadette McGurr. Bernadette is a recipient of the Eastern University Achievement Award. As befits her record as a model student, practitioner, and community activist. While maintaining a high GPA of 3.7, she was selected and served as a nurse extern at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. She worked in disability services at the Montgomery County Community College, serving students with learning disabilities, and for several years provided support for a little girl with severe epilepsy and for her family. Bernadette volunteered in after-school programs where she taught karate as a pathway to instill in her students a sense of respect, confidence, and self-commitment. Bernadette volunteered in other after-school programs, especially teaching young girls self-defense so that they could develop a greater sense of confidence. She raised funds and collected blankets for St. Edmund's Home for Children through her work with the PA Student Nursing Association. She volunteered at the Wayne Center and gathered school supplies for underprivileged children in Chester. One gets an impression that she did 8 years of work in 4 years. It will not surprise us that after graduation, she was hired to serve as a full-time nurse resident in the neonatal intensive care unit at the Nemours DuPont Hospital for Children. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Bernadette McGurr.
Welcome President Matthews, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, and the class of 2020. We have had a full year now to absorb, understand, and begin the next chapter of our lives. This is an interesting time and situation for us as the class of 2020. We graduated, a year has passed, and now we return together as the Eastern family to look back at our graduation through the lens of 1 year's experience. Maybe not a lot of experience, but then again, what a year it has been for us all. So before I begin, I would like to congratulate the class of 2020 for your resilience and optimism in getting through 2020. I would also like to be one of the first to wish us all a happy 1-year anniversary. I also need to thank the incredible faculty and staff here at Eastern for ensuring that each of us has crossed the finish line and made it to this day. The lessons we have learned within the walls of Eastern University have carried us into the real world as we began our careers this past year. Graduation is a momentous occasion. For the class of 2020, maybe even more momentous, as we stepped out and into a world impacted by a global pandemic and social unrest. This past year has been one of great change for each of us, And despite that change, you have never walked alone. You have always had your EU family. I have been fortunate to begin my nursing career this year, and since beginning work as a nurse in the neonatal intensive care unit, I have seen and learned so much. However, it has not been without difficulty. One of my first shifts on my own, I was given one of our most critically ill and medically complex patients. I was alone in the room and starting to feel overwhelmed. As I'm sure many of you can relate, beginning any new job can be daunting, and you can sometimes question if you are prepared or if you have the skills. And that night, that was exactly how I was feeling. But I tried to focus on the job at hand, and I hit the ground running, working to get my patient to a better place. Several hours had passed, and I had yet to leave my patient's room. Another nurse, Sarah, who also happened to be an Eastern University graduate from a few years back, stopped in to offer help, and I gladly accepted. We began talking as we worked. It was in our conversation that Sarah reminded me that the 4 years spent here at Eastern had prepared me for this job, and that no matter what, I was never alone. It was a good reminder to me that all of us carry forward the education we received here, that all of us here are a part of the Eastern University family. Driving home from that shift, I was thinking about how right Sarah was. I am never alone. We are never alone. During this last year, I have been fortunate to become a member of another family, a team of incredible nurses, doctors, social workers, physical, occupational, speech, and respiratory therapists. And I am also fortunate to still have my Eastern University family around me. Even though we were forced to leave Eastern sooner than many of us would have liked, I ask that you remember what Sarah said: you are never alone. I ask that you remember to appreciate the relationships you have built here, the people that got you through the long nights of studying, that walked to class with you, that made you laugh in the JJ, and that truly made your EU experience special. Professor Gavin of the nursing department was one of the most influential professors I had while here at Eastern. And I would like to leave you all with one final quote from the song titled "Never Once" by Matt Redman. Professor Gavin would play this song for the students in the nursing program as a way to recenter us. The quote reads, "Never once did we ever walk alone. Never once did you leave us on your own. Never forget that your Eastern University family and the education that you received here will never leave you." Congratulations, class of 2020. You made it.
Thank you, Reverend Brisbane, for leading us in worship, and also, I think, for somehow delivering a sermon at the same time. Praise be to God. Dr. Gordon Zook is the Chief Executive Officer at 10,000 Villages, one of the largest and oldest fair trade nonprofit organizations. Founded in 1946, 10,000 Villages connects artisans in developing countries with over 350 branded and retail and e-commerce stores, offering ethically sourced, handmade gifts, homewares, and fashion accessories. Every product is handmade and generates sustainable living wage income for 20,000 makers in 30 countries in safe working conditions. Previously, Dr. Zook was the co-country director for the Mennonite Central Committee in Kolkata, India. He also has international leadership experience in Bangladesh and Haiti, working with multicultural teams amid challenging political and security situations. Dr. Zook received a Bachelor of Science degree from Michigan State University and a Master of Science from Cornell University, both in agricultural economics. He earned his PhD in organizational leadership from Eastern University, focusing his dissertation on how leadership teams understand and assess effectiveness. Dr. Zook has had the privilege of visiting and studying more than 25 countries. He and his wife, Carol, have been married for 38 years and are the proud and joyful parents of 3 sons and 1 daughter. Please join me in welcoming and honoring Dr. Gordon Zook, our 2021 commencement speaker. Thank you.
Welcome. In September 2019, Dr. Matthews asked me to speak at the class of 2020's May commencement. As I reflected that fall on what to share, the Advent theme at our church was, "What are you waiting for?" I thought this would also provide a good challenge for graduates as you mark the transition from one stage of life, one often seen as preparation, into a new stage, that of applying your new knowledge and experiences. In late 2019, I, of course, had no idea we would all soon be learning new lessons around waiting, adaptation, and resiliency, or that May 2020 would become May 2021. Advent is a season of expectant waiting and preparation. In the opening prayer of this Advent liturgy, Dave Broom of the Iona community wrote, God of Advent, of darkness, of waiting, we wait, for the hungry to be fed, for freedom for all, for the weapons of war to be abolished, for everyone to have clean water and sanitation, for an end to suspicion between Muslim, Christian, and Jew, for peace in our world. God of Advent, of darkness, of waiting, we wait for your kingdom to come. In this way we ask, what are you waiting for, God? I believe the answer to this question starts with us. God is waiting for us to truly grasp a vision of what could be and what should be, and then working with others to achieve that vision. The Advent liturgy continued. We wait for God, but God also waits for us. Go into all the world, Jesus tells us, and make disciples of all nations. The call to discipleship is about putting the demands of God's kingdom first. We ask God that the poor may find food, that the homeless may find shelter, that war may be abolished, that the pollution of the environment may end. And God asks us, well, What are you going to do about it? How are you, my disciples, going to make a difference? Mitri Rahab, in his book, Faith in the Face of Empire, the Bible through Palestinian Eyes, expands on this theme, writing that through the coming of the Messiah in Jesus, Christians need no longer wait for direct divine intervention, because the intervention has already taken place. God had done his part. The ball was now in the court of humankind. The transformed faithful were to engage the world, to challenge the monopoly of power, and to live the life of an already liberated people. He further writes, faith is nothing less than developing the bold vision of a new reality and mobilizing the needed resources to make it happen. This past year, we've all done a lot of waiting. We waited for the end of lockdowns and closures, which we originally thought would be short, but then stretched on and on, disrupting all of our lives. We waited for Election Day to arrive, and then we waited longer for the results to be announced, and even longer for them to be certified. We waited for vaccines to be developed, and then we waited for our turn to be vaccinated. We continue to wait for wide vaccine distribution and acceptance, not only in the US, but around the world, to bring the COVID-19 virus under control. We look around and realize we're not alone in our waiting, as this virus has touched every corner of the world and affected every life with a speed we never imagined possible. You've also been waiting for this graduation day, which for you, the class of 2020, has been delayed a full year. This pandemic and the multiple crises it has spawned gives us a rare opportunity to implement systemic change, since the old ways have been disrupted, and in many cases shown to be ineffective and not suited for the future. God asks us, what are you waiting for? For us to be part of bringing his kingdom to earth, we don't need a perfect plan before we act. Just a vision, the courage to start, and a willingness to ask for help along the way. Marian Wright Nettleman challenged the graduates of Muhlenberg College in 2008 to assign themselves, saying, don't wait around when you see a need to ask, why doesn't somebody do something? Ask, why don't I do something? Edna Ruth Byler, a Mennonite woman from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, did just this. 75 years ago, she traveled to Puerto Rico with her husband on a visit for Mennonite Central Committee, a faith-based relief and development agency. She visited friends there who were teaching impoverished women sewing skills. She saw the beautiful needlework the women had learned to make, but recognized they lacked a market for their handcrafts. Edna Ruth knew the face of poverty from living through hard times during the Depression. She also knew the importance of dignity and people wanting a way to help themselves. Her idea for a response was a simple one. She would pay the women a price for their handcrafted embroidery items that gave them a fair return for their labor and other costs, and then sell them to her friends and neighbors in the United States. Her goal was also simple, to get extra money into the hands of these women so they could achieve some of the hopes and dreams they had for their families. Her motivation was to help others help themselves by doing what she could out of a Christian concern for their welfare. Edna Ruth's initiative, self-sustaining in its economic approach and life-giving for the women she worked with, helped artisans lift themselves from poverty and realize lives of health and dignity. This small beginning expanded to other countries, eventually growing into 10,000 villages, the first and still one of the world's largest fair trade organizations. At the time, Edna Ruth couldn't have known she would pioneer a global fair trade movement that today connects over 1 million small-scale makers to hundreds of grassroots organizations around the world. But her commitment to treating these makers with dignity developed momentum. At 10,000 Villages, we typically tell this story as an example of what one determined, committed individual with an audacious goal can accomplish by taking action rather than waiting on someone else to do something. And it's certainly a great example of that. However, this version glosses over the thousands of other people around the world she inspired with her vision, and who worked alongside her or in a similar fashion in other settings to provide economic opportunities for makers disadvantaged by location, poverty, or gender. On her own, Edna Ruth's impact would have been limited in scope and longevity. By enlisting and inspiring others, however, her impact continues to expand today. This, to me, is a wonderful example of stepping out in faith, taking action, and helping bring about God's kingdom. As I prepared my remarks for today, I've reflected on my own post-college journey, which began 40 years ago, as well as the many varied challenges the last year has brought us. My life's journey has not followed any grand plan I laid out in advance. Rather, my wife Carol and I have stepped out in faith, guided by a desire to use our skills to make a difference in people's lives. We have trusted God to direct our steps and to use us to help build His kingdom. This journey has included many wonderful, challenging experiences we could not have imagined at the outset. Early in our marriage, we were privileged to live and work in Bangladesh, an experience that shaped the rest of our lives. Over the past 38 years, it's been amazing to watch as Bangladesh progressed from the world's basket case to today's situation where tens of millions of people live better, healthier, and more satisfying lives. These changes are the direct results of people's actions, both Bangladeshis and foreigners, who saw needs and who were motivated to use their skills to do something about them. They didn't take the easier, more comfortable paths open to them, but rather dedicated their lives to making their country a better, more equitable place. We have also lived and worked in Haiti, and most recently in India. In each of these settings, we were privileged to work alongside local colleagues and partners. We have worked with Muslims, Hindus, Christians, and Buddhists, united by our common commitment to helping families improve their lives and their children's futures. We shared common values of respect for each other and for the poor, a commitment to integrity, nonviolence, justice, and simplicity in our work and lives. I believe these values reflect God's vision of what should be, not just in the future, but now. Working together, we were able to accomplish much more than any of us would have independently. And the impact of this work has lasted beyond our presence as people develop knowledge and tools that enable them to address other problems. Just like Edna Ruth, we did our best to fill a need when we saw it, and God multiplied the impact. 10 years ago, as I was seeking new ways to use my skills and experience, I discovered Eastern University's Organizational Leadership PhD program. I appreciated the Christian perspective to leadership evident in this program, which views leadership not through the lens of personal power, position, or privilege, but rather as an opportunity to serve others, to look out for their welfare, and to be a source of inspiration, hope, and authenticity. This approach resonates with my faith and my understanding of Jesus' expectations for His followers. My years as part of cohort 4 in this program exposed me to new ideas, new thoughts, and different perspectives that deepened my analysis of my own leadership experiences and gave me insights into being a better leader. Since its inception, Eastern's leadership program has actively engaged the broader world of leadership studies, bringing a Christian perspective while encouraging students to examine perspectives from other traditions and other settings. The faculty and students in this program have engaged the world, magnifying its impact far beyond Eastern Pennsylvania. In the past year, I've had many opportunities to apply the learnings from my studies as we've navigated the challenges COVID-19 has brought 10,000 villages. As you can imagine, the normal difficulties of operating a retail organization were magnified by the overnight closure of our retail outlets and moving all our office staff to working remotely. Ethical challenges took on new urgency and new dimensions. Our organizational survival depended on conserving cash, but this was also true for all parts of our store and supplier network. Addressing this need in an ethical manner that remained true to our organizational values required balancing our responsibilities to our employees, our local communities, and our international artisan partners. Benefiting these groups is the reason we exist, and they have much more limited resources to deal with the multiple crises COVID-19 brought them. We needed to address numerous practical questions that required specific and timely answers. With the sudden disappearance of most of our income, did we maintain our payroll and protect our employees? Or did we need to furlough some amid a pandemic to conserve needed cash to preserve long-term organizational viability? How could we negotiate with our store landlords, many of whom are small property owners with their own financial needs? How could we balance these close-to-home needs with the need to pay our international suppliers for completed product orders? Most important for us was the need to find mutually beneficial answers to these questions, following God's kingdom vision, and not just a result of who has the most power in the situation. As a leader, I've needed to keep our staff focused on what we can control, and to free them to find new solutions to new problems. I've needed to remind them of what we've been able to accomplish by working together. I've needed to share hope in the future, while also realistically acknowledging the challenges and difficulties we continue to face. So, what are we waiting for now? As you graduate, and as the world hopefully begins to move to a post-COVID reality, what will guide us? This has been a challenging year, regardless of where we live and our specific circumstances, and not just due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Existing institutions, long-standing practices, and leaders have all been found wanting in their ability to address these challenges in ways that unify and build a more equitable national and global society. The world has seen and recovered from many other difficult years and eras, but this often resulted in profound changes in society, including political structures, leadership, and the relationship of economic classes. Building a better world after this pandemic will require us to work together across national, economic, cultural, religious, and geographic divides. I believe this working together in this fashion is part of God's kingdom vision. Our challenge today is to find the leaders and followers required to make this happen. Before moving on, though, we also need to give ourselves permission to acknowledge and grieve what we have lost in this past year. Every one of us has our own losses. Many have lost livelihoods, others have lost loved ones. Most of us have lost our routines, those daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonal events that provide us with a sense of normality. As the class of 2020, you lost your final months of residence at Eastern without warning. You lost sports seasons, awards banquets, celebrations with friends and family, the opportunity to say goodbye to each other. While these losses are not all equal, they are losses. David Kessler has written, "The greatest loss is your loss. Each person's grief is as unique as their fingerprint." The need is for someone to be fully present to the magnitude of their loss without trying to point out the silver lining. Let's be there for each other in this way. At the same time, let's not stay here permanently. Let's use this past year's experiences and losses to make ourselves stronger and more resilient than we ever imagined possible. As you continue your post-Eastern journey, I encourage you to dream new dreams of what could be, and to find others from diverse backgrounds and cultures to walk beside you in making these dreams reality. Your time at Eastern has exposed you to new perspectives and new ways of thinking. Eastern's core values of faith, reason, and justice equip you well to meet this challenge of daring to imagine a different future and then working to make it a reality. Faith provides us a firm foundation, informed by the many who have gone before us, grounded in God's revelation of himself and his desire that all of us live an abundant life. Reason enables us to apply new insights to new challenges and to engage with others in rich discussion. Justice reminds us that the end goal of our work must be focused on ensuring justice for everyone. In Micah 6:8 we read, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. I pray that these values will continue to guide your life and that they will sustain you as you face the challenges the future will bring. You have demonstrated resiliency and adaptability over the past year. Through it all, you've persevered, and you've arrived at this day of celebration. You've reached the prize you set your sights on several years ago. I know the lessons you've learned will help you as you move on into a future that is yet to be imagined, a future that makes the earth look more like God's kingdom, one where everyone, regardless of their ethnicity, gender, education, or faith, can live the abundant life Jesus said he came to give. In Isaiah 65, 17 to 25, Isaiah describes what I believe God desires to be true in this world. Behold, I will create new heavens and a new earth. The former things will not be remembered, nor will they come to mind. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I will create. For I will create Jerusalem to be a delight and its people a joy. I will rejoice over Jerusalem and take delight in my people. The sound of weeping and crying will be heard in it no more. Never again will there be in it an infant who lives but a few days, or an old man who does not live out his years. The one who dies at 100 will be thought a mere child. The one who fails to reach 100 will be considered accursed. They will build houses and dwell in them. They will plant vineyards and eat their fruit. No longer will they build houses and others live in them, or plant and others eat. For as the days of a tree, so will be the days of my people. My chosen ones will long enjoy the work of their hands. They will not toil in vain or bear children doomed to misfortune. For they will be a people blessed by the Lord, they and their descendants with them. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb will feed together. The lion will eat straw like the ox, but dust will be the serpent's food. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, says the Lord. What are we waiting for? God is waiting for us to learn from Edna Ruth's example, and that of so many others like her, to truly grasp his vision of what could and should be, and for us to work with others to achieve that vision. May God bless you richly. May he continue to guide you as you boldly lean into his vision for what should be. And may he give you cherished companions to accompany and encourage you on life's journey. Thank you.
Well, first, Dr. Zook, thank you very much. I think I speak for us all when I say that that was a commencement speech worth waiting for. Thank you and your wife for all the service that you've done, all the good work you've done for folks. Thank you for the example that you have set for us, and thank you for not waiting. And now, what we've all been waiting for, and I think I can say with some confidence that this class has waited longer than any other class, is the awarding of the degrees.
For the graduating class of 2020, please stand. President Matthews, I have the honor of presenting to you students who have successfully satisfied course requirements and have been recommended by the faculty for the degree to which they have attained.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the vote of the Board of Trustees, and by virtue of the authority vested in Eastern University by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree to which you have attained, with all its rights and privileges, in token of which I present you a diploma. Graduates, you have one last assignment. When you come to the center of the stage, please take the diploma cover with your left hand, wave to our guests with your right hand, and smile for the camera with me. Okay, what do you do with your left hand? Diploma cover, right, okay. What do you do with your right hand? Okay, and then remember to smile. A serious, big smile. You know, teeth, all that stuff. You will each receive your complimentary photo in your Eastern email within the next month. God bless you.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Humanities remain standing and please come forward. All others may be seated. James Arnold IV. Matthew Gerard Aletti. Sydney Aaron Becker, cum laude. Kiera Francis Bain. Templeton Honors College, cum laude. Jamie Allison Bresler, cum laude, Templeton Honors College, the Frederick J. Bolton Award. Annabelle Cole Cacciatore. Liam Joseph Carlin. James Stephen Davenport, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Kelsey Brogan Fiandakar, cum laude, Student Body Award. Lauren Gail Good, summa cum laude, Caroline Cherry Literature Award. Thomas P. Gordon. Aaron Hudson Heacock. Laura Marion Carney. Christian Elias Now. Maggie Jane Laura, cum laude. Robert Emerson Leamer, Gilbert L. Guthrie Freedom's Foundation Award. Amanda Mallory Lohman with distinction. Nicole Marquardt, magna cum laude, Thyla Furay Bjorn Creative Writing Award. Christian Lee Mendoza Laude, cum laude. Alexander J. Metzger. Brianna Myers, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, Caroline Cherry Literature Award. Matthew Ryan Nesbitt. Elizabeth Christine Novak. Philip Clayton Piper, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Juan Gabriel Quinados, cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Kiara Elizabeth Shanahan, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Abigail Rose Slater. Jessica Elizabeth Snyder, magna cum laude. Marcelina Louise Spencer, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Simone Samantha Springer Harwood. Rebecca L. Stevens, cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Alexa Kieran Swantek. Morgan Amelia Thomas. Sabrina Rose Thomas, magna cum laude. Maya Lynn Wells, magna cum laude. Abigail Leigh Webb, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Harrison James White, cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Caitlin Abigail Weinhold, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Taylor Marie Williams. Kate Mackenzie Wooten, summa cum laude.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the College of Business and Leadership please come forward? Braxton Paul Frederick Brent, cum laude. Janelle Shakur Burnside. Kyle Matthew Finelli, cum laude, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust Scholarship recipient. Sean Christopher Fetcher. Julia Melissa Kelly. Colleen Patricia Killering. Morgan Kennedy Klein, cum laude. Brett J. McDonald. Jared Patman, cum laude. Colin Piper. Abigail Ray Zaka, magna cum laude, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust Scholarship recipient. Kara Ann Faith Stone, magna cum laude. Brooke Desiree Todd, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Jeanette Zhu, cum laude. Clifton Cortez Adams. Allie Megan Bartlett. Zachary Ryan Bellinsek. Megan Paige Bernatus. Paige Nicole Covington, cum laude. Dominic Dwayne Dixon. Christopher Michael Durning, magna cum laude, Pennsylvania Institute of Certified Public Accountants Award. Brian William Eltman, cum laude. Abigail Marie Fry, cum laude, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust Scholarship recipient. Brett David Yee. Adam Lane Grant. Brighton David Henry. Christopher Allen Hopkins. Nicholas William Humes. Amanda Eileen Kelly, Jack Geiger Memorial Award. Britton Matthew Lawrence. Stephen Alexander Morsehead. Rachel Nicole Morton, magna cum laude. Timothy Dituen Nguyen, cum laude. Charles K. O'Kay. Victor Manuel Pena. Lauren Madison Reed, magna cum laude. Anais Rivera. Jake Douglas Sankey, summa cum laude. Riley Kenneth Seal. Jordan Tate Sasan. Caleb Andrew Sneller, summa cum laude, Business Faculty Award. Jacob James Stouffer, cum laude. Anthony Vincent Titano. Javian H. Williams.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Education please come forward? Catherine Sarah Beatty, magna cum laude. Rachel Eliana Beltram, cum laude. Jacob Ryan Breyer, summa cum laude. Kennedy Cockelt. Mackenzie Diggs, magna cum laude. Caitlin Anna Dukes, cum laude. Michael Thomas Gentile Jr. Elise Marie Headley, cum laude. Kendra Elizabeth Kent, cum laude. Mrs. W. Byron Brown Christian Service Award. Victoria Canais, summa cum laude. Megan Abigail Cosmedes, Claire Elizabeth Leach, Shannon Marie McGuire, cum laude. Alexia Sierra McKinney, summa cum laude, Academic Honor Award. Jennifer Lee Monkman, summa cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Moser. Grace Catherine Newman, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Alyssa Nicole Scalen. Alyssa Faye Simpkins. Carly Marie Sikowski, magna cum laude, Elsie Williamson Fraser Award in Education. Alan Lee Stolzfus, summa cum laude, Alexandria Page Strausser. Freddie Yon, cum laude.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the College of Health and Sciences please come forward? Rosanny Leandra Adorno, Heroic Endeavor Award. Chantel Emerald Anderson. Casanora Anoika. Allie Ray Bomber, magna cum laude, Terry Weathersby Memorial Scholarship Award. Zachary Joseph Bauer. Rebecca Elizabeth Bellotti, cum laude. Lauren Christine Bloom. Susanna Lynn Boyles, magna cum laude. Sarah Jenny Bradshaw, cum laude. Azalia Jasmine Brown. Mary Elizabeth Castle. Gianna J. Cerulli, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Natalie Allison Colazo. James W. Conroy III, Janice Lee Memorial Award. Rachel Joy Covert, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Jacqueline Marie D'Angelo. Davir N. L. Daniels. J. Deutsch. Eliezer Echevarria, cum laude. Abigail Lillian Feld DeWalt, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, Diane Ranks Kelly Award in Missions. Anthony Ray Fernandez, Adam Robert Flaherty, Kara Rose Fordenbacher, cum laude. Michael J. Foytik, Grace Veronica Gonzalez, Templeton Honors College. Emily Ann Green, magna cum laude. Robert John Gritzer, Pascal Noah Guerrero, Victor Efren Willen Febrez, Heroic Endeavor Award. Benjamin Thomas Hand, Kay Francis Harmon, Hannah Ariana Hawkins, Rebecca Lynn Howard, Connie Marie Herdina, summa cum laude. Amber Bedell, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Karen Kathleen Michelle Hughes. Eukenia Catherine Herr, magna cum laude. Dominique Armand Johnson. Jordan Ross Johnson. Colin Jacob Jones, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Lauren Mary Cosi, summa cum laude, Criminal Justice Award. Jacob Allen Kurtz, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, Office of Faith and Practice Award. Jordan Miguel LaBoy. Michaela May Laudarello. William Connor Lowry. Owen Robert Lukowski. Caitlin Erica Spoor Marshall, cum laude. Alicia Ann Michaels, summa cum laude. Pamela Jenna Myers. Elijah Inez Nuerez. Adarante S. Oyetekyo. Ashley Angela Pert, Minnie Manning Psychology Award. Adam Cole Purdue. Brianna Roche Perry, cum laude. Danielle Nahoy Robertson. Shelby Jean Seek. Samantha Lee Sekula. Brandon Page Smith. Rachel Peyton Smith, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Kara Ellen Sparks, cum laude. Suzanne Marie Stahersky. Summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, Sociology Award. Dylan J. Staples. Christina Yovan Stevenson. Holly C. Sutley, magna cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Todaro. Samuel Ellis Vaughn. Mary Louise Stewart Whaley. Tanki Zhang, cum laude. Juja Zhang. Stephanie Faith Arnold. Eric Russell Baby Kiefer, summa cum laude. Elena Rose Boyles, cum laude. Coleman Sean Burden, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, American Chemical Society Scholastic Achievement Award, University Alumni Award. Sabrina Campbell, magna cum laude. Jordan Marie Carvel, cum laude. Kenneth Joseph Deloff. Frank Harold Duda. Mariella Rosa Di Stefano, magna cum laude, James Freed Memorial Award, Student Body Award, Thomas Henry Fraser Award in Life Sciences. Eric Isaiah Galloway, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Ariel UC Grohaski. Olivia Amber Hahn, cum laude. Sarah Moran, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Paige Allen Hollingsworth, cum laude. Madeline Elizabeth Iswell, cum laude. Marguerite Megan Rose Johnson, cum laude. My apologies. Sarah Herring, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Mary Josephine Lauer, cum laude. Marissa B. Levati. Hassan Supreme Mackley. Brooke Annette Meckley. Tatiana Maria Mendez. Cameron Alexander Miller. Caitlin Elizabeth Newport, magna cum laude. Soad Alexandra Pagoda Moye. Michelle Maurice Paulson. Marquise Trevin Peel. Krista Mariah Payton, cum laude. Karina Razoyskega. Ranjana Shrestha, summa cum laude. Melissa Marie Staley, magna cum laude, Templeton Honors College. Catherine Victoria Rose Stinley. Aaron Cincy. Samantha Christine Thomason, summa cum laude, Academic Honor Award, University Achievement Award. Albert Christopher Urbina, Heroic Endeavor Award. Nicole Ashley Taya Vienink, summa cum laude, Student Body Award, University Alumni Award. Natalie Rose Williams. Summer Carolyn Winston.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Social Work from the College of Health and Sciences please come forward? Ashley Grace Anderson, cum laude. Carla Lucia Ardelis. Obian Christopher Ashade. Carly Jolene Baker. Cecilia Louise Bauer. Megan Taylor Bell, summa cum laude. Nicole Raylan Barkow. Alexandra Paige Bowers, magna cum laude. Carissa Alien Brady. Shelby Diana Brandt. Taylor Elizabeth Serpak, magna cum laude. Danielle Mary D'Ambrosio, cum laude. Victoria Lynn David. Caitlin Ray Frankenfield, cum laude. Allison Marie Gabel. Zoe Elizabeth Galvin. Madeline Rose Gervais. Katrina Elaine Gope, magna cum laude. Crystal Janitza Gonzalez Roman. Abigail Annalie Hansen, cum laude. Jade Marie Hollenbach, magna cum laude. Frenzia Jean. Shannon Lee Shuffler, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Kopp. Jacqueline Elizabeth Lamont, magna cum laude. Emily Marie Landis, magna cum laude. Danielle Marie Larsh, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust Scholarship recipient. Yang Peng Liu, Liam Lee, magna cum laude. Eleanor Howard McClearly, magna cum laude. Bernadette Mary McGurr, cum laude, University Achievement Award. Stephanie Nicole Medina Perez, cum laude. Asante Sergio Menza, cum laude. Samantha Ashley Miller. Hannah Marie Minnick, magna cum laude. Nancy Zong Morgan. Michaela Noel Neff. Rachel Brooks Norris, cum laude. Morgan Alexandra Papas, magna cum laude. Rebecca Lee Philbin, cum laude. Hannah Joy Perry, summa cum laude. Aaron Lee Robinson, cum laude. Christy Nicole Rower, magna cum laude. Danielle Lynn Schenk. Lindsay Collins Scott. Joseph James Kabika Sears, cum laude. Brianna Nicole Somerville, cum laude. Rachel Bernier Turner. Olivia Rose Weaver, magna cum laude. Janae Wolfsman, cum laude. Logan Ming Zazroga, magna cum laude. Elfa T. Tobanzi Chase, Mrs. W. Brown Christian Service Fellow, Student Body Award. Carolus Espinal, Norma Jean Gerald, Caroline Henny Graham, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, Carter William Herrera, magna cum laude. Anastasia Katarina Kovakovic-Jones, cum laude. Shelby Leon Kemp, cum laude. Morgan Elizabeth Levy, Madeline Michelle Lee, Emily Hope Mason, summa cum laude, Carmen Milagros Muniz, Amani Tamira Parker, Amy Christine Radcliffe, cum laude. Amaris Christina Randolph, cum laude. Benjamin Peter Reschner, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College, W.W. Smith Charitable Trust Scholarship recipient. Christiana Ginnell Taylor, summa cum laude, Phi Sigma Lambda Language Honorary Award.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts from Palmer College please come forward? Kira Nicole Anthony, magna cum laude, Biblical Studies Award. Matthew Michael Biscuit. Taylor Lee Buchanan. Drew Cameron Buller. Jacqueline Favaroso, cum laude, Office of Therapy Practice Support. Daniel Allen Kuhn, Jr. Juliette Dorothea Kuhn. William M. Libus, Jr. Douglas Michael Perry. Nathan Prees. Anna Katerina band inventor, summa cum laude, Templeton Honors College Youth Ministry Award. Justin McKinley Wilson, cum laude.
Congratulations to everyone, and one more round of applause for all of you. For doing what you do. Dear graduates and everyone here today, may the God of endurance and encouragement fill you with joy and well-being. Give thanks that nothing past, present, or future, and neither disease nor distance can separate us from the love of God in Christ our Lord, through whom we are restored and can experience hope. Let us use all of the learning and experiences we've had through our time at Eastern and throughout the past year to create more of God's kingdom in the here and now. Go in peace to love and serve God in all ways and in whatever circumstances you may find yourself, trusting that through this great love, all things are possible and all will be well. Amen.